Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Expanded View, episode 9, today on September 21st, 2020. I'm your co-host, Laura Canfield, with
Kimberly Crow.
Yay, awesome. How's everybody doing? I can't talk. How's everybody doing? We are just right before the autumn equinox. How's everybody feeling?
We are.
It's been intense for some people.
We're already in the energy.
Yeah, we're already in the energy of the equinox. Absolutely. And so you might be feeling, a little bit of stuff going on this weekend, some intensity. So just give yourself a break, rest, take it easy, listen to your body. Okay. I know we say these things all the time, but really, just do it. Just listen to your body. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When we're in the days of the, of the equinox, that's when we're in a 0 point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's the equal day of the lot, and so we're in that a 0 point. So that is when you can really do inventory of where be in that place of neutral. And if you're not, if things are coming up in you and you're being triggered, then it's probably some archetypal pattern that wants attention because it's ready to go into 0 point. It's ready to move, and it's like, hey, it's getting your attention so that it can release and be the superpower. And if it's a sabotaging pattern. So if you're having things like that coming up, and we talked about Aries, Mars is in retrograde in Aries right now, which is that warrior energy. So it takes the energy internal. So if you're having fast triggers, you're just in alignment with the energies that are now here to be released into evolve into the next evolution that they will be. Mm-hmm. So they're like getting your attention of what that is. And so that also is internal action. And it's the energy of what will you take out in action and what will you step forth in? So so utilize those energies. They're here to be utilized.
It's interesting, I was doing a group process with one of my groups a little while ago today, and we talked about, clearing some of those old patterns, old beliefs, old stories, old programs that don't work for us anymore. And so as we're clearing those and cutting those cords, etc., and then after that, what we did was we focused on what we wanted to create moving forward, right? So
exactly.
It's always about, cut the cords, clear that energy, all that stuff, really take a look at it, say thank you, bless you, and then focus on creating as you're moving forward. It's not just about clearing. It's not just about healing. It's also about creating your life, moving forward. What do you want to create? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to bring to fruition? What do you want to actualize? Whatever word you want to use, okay? So it's about both, right? So clear and then move forward. Clear and take action. Clear and, keep going, right?
Yeah,
it's not just taking action, but it's about what energy are you being and what energy do you want to be as you're moving forward. Okay.
Exactly. What's the dream that you want to dream in? It's like, that's when you step aside and say, okay, spirit, I'm ready to dream. So what would you dream and how big would you dream it? And then you do it. Then spirit gives you the instructions. And so you are the fulcrum of the action, and then you dream in what you would like to, that's so cliche, but what is the change that you would like to see? So be the change.
Yeah, be the change.
Yeah.
And it's not good enough to just think about it. It's not good enough to just wish for it. It's not good enough to just hope for it. It's not. Right? Embody it, be it, do it. Okay? And I know I'm being a little assertive here. Oops. But, passionate. I'm being a little passionate about this. But it really does make a big difference. You can't just think about it. You can't just wish it. You can't just hope for it. You got to take the action. You got to choose. You have to move forward. So, so that's that. So it was interesting. I want to talk it for a minute, Kimberly. I think you're probably already have this, but I just became a certified theta healing basic practitioner this weekend. It's like, woohoo! I've been wanting to do this for so long, right? And I had done it once, long time ago, and it lapsed, whatever, you know, and blah, blah, blah. But now I did it, and it's like, oh, this makes total sense. It's like, oh my God, I love it. You know, this is great. Another tool, another resource for me, and something else I can work with to, you know, assist my clients and my groups. You know, so it's like, oh, I'm so excited. Yes, yay. So I'll be doing a lot of, and it's interesting that we did it like right before the equinox, right? So moving into the new energy of the equinox, moving into the new energy of fall, you know, learning something new and then using it for myself and then eventually using it with my clients and so on. But what are you, you know, tapping into right now that is, you know, for your highest good, that is going to assist you as you move forward? I want to ask, you know, all of you who are watching or listening, what are you choosing right now for yourself? And it's not like you know, it's not something I like was planning really. It really happened last minute, and it was.
You'll use it as a tool in your bag of other stuff. I used to teach theta a long time ago. I even actually teacher assisted her and taught teachers with her, you know, in the teacher certification. And then it was, okay, I embodied what that was, and then, you know, moved on.
Yeah.
And I still use the technique to, honestly, there wasn't anything in it that I didn't already know. It just validated what I did know, and that I always knew that I could connect straight, you know, I didn't need somebody in between, and that I just connect in, and it made it's like gave me a fast fulcrum. And when I did those classes, I heard immediately before I even went to the first one, this will teach you how to be a teacher. And it did. It gave me that container of how to hold the energy, and that's what it was for me. Yeah. And then as soon as I embodied that, you know, it's a tool. I don't even know the difference when I move from one to another, and I know you don't either.
Yeah.
And that's and so this time period that we're in right now, north and south nodes are your future, your karma. Like your south node is where you know, the karmic part of you. Your north node's what you came to do in this lifetime. So there's been from September the 23rd till next September, same year, the Gemini influence that where it's in that people are going, you may be reflecting back, and it's even information that could be in as far back as 12 years ago. And all of a sudden we're re-embodying it, you know, it could be those kinds of influences, things that you looked at. And so you're picking the information back up. So people are going to be collecting information for the next year. And some of that is because, you know, of all of the situation that's going on in the world. They're having this wake up. They're realizing nobody's going to do this for me.
Right.
I need to be self-sustainable, and I want to learn, how do I take care of myself fully, totally, and be the sovereign being that I'm here to be. So that's going to come out in all kinds of different expressions. So that's going to, you know, that's the planetary energy that's supporting us with that. And then when you can reflect out and see, well, look what's happening in the world. So we're going to be in that energy. So anybody that's your work you do, get it in a line, because people are going to be looking for information. You know, they're going to be looking for the information to get to how to be self-sustainable.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
they're
the thing.
going
This
to
is
be having
time.
those holy shit moments, because that's what this year's been. And and then after they get past the shock of the holy shit moment, you know, then they're going to go, oh, okay, now I'm at 0 point today. Like, now I'm at 0 point. How do I take this? What did I learn from this experience? And how am I going to do something action oriented for me? For my family, for me, and, you know, and the work like you're talking, you know, that we do in the way that we do, clearing out any of those sabotaging patterns and all of that. It's like, clear it all out. because you're going to need your own discernment and your own insight, and not to be controlled by any of the traumas issues that we've carried.
Yeah, so this is a great time for us to actually go within, really check in
Right.
with who are you, what do you want, where are you going, right? And if you are a healer, you know, if you serve people, how are you serving? And is there a new way to do it now? How can you serve even more people, because more people need your help?
Right. And we all are healers in some aspect, no matter what it is that our work and business is.
Yeah.
Because it's how can, the accumulated knowledge, what is it? How will we hand it to others? And how is it going to support humanity? That's going to be the wake up, if it's not already, if it hasn't already woke up in you, it's going to.
Mm-hmm. Going to. So, you know, it's really interesting, you know, what you just said right now, because I was just on a call right before we went live here, and something new just came to me about how I'm going to serve, you know, or potentially serve. And it's like, oh, it just came out of the blue. It's like, I was totally not expecting that. And it's something that I've actually suppressed for a long time, and I haven't been willing to or wanting to look at it, you know? And now it's like, all right, do I really want to go there? And is this a way that I really can serve, you know, more of my community and more of my clients? It's like, maybe, you know. So we, you know, this is a great time to look at, you know, a new way of doing things, a new way of being you, even, right? In the world.
I've had the same thing this week, that it's a group that I'm in, and they're asking me about, well, it's actually astrology stuff. They're asking me information like about the moon and how you seed and plant and how you do things with the moon cycle. Mm-hmm. And they're asking for the information because I'm always blabbering it out. And you know, how many times have you heard me say, but I'm not an astrologist?
Yeah.
Many times. Say that. I've said that a zillion times when I'm on your show and they want me to, mm-hmm. They ask me some astrology question and I say, but I'm not an astrologist. I'm just a celestial astrologist. So that's coming up, and I'm going to create a program. And it's like, okay, I already have the name for it. I'll tell you the name. I'll say the name today. Sometimes we hold those things in until we have it. It's going to be called the Creator's Almanac.
Ooh.
And that's what it's going to be, is, you know what, when I was writing, like I don't have enough things going on right now. And then when that was coming in and I started, suddenly the outline was there this weekend. And so I had to like capture it because it was there for me. And it's like, who is this for? And I realized what it really is. It gives, because we got all of these social medias and what are you supposed to post on, and mm-hmm. how do you do your business, and how do because we all know things are changing and it's not really going to go back to what we thought normal was. Right. And so there's this overwhelm, and then it really just gives people a fine-tuned focus of looking at the whole month and knowing, oh, here I have some directions in a consistent pattern. And it's about that action and consistency. Mm-hmm. That is what is going to stabilize us during this time period. And, you know, I'm not going to be technical with it. You know, I'm going to be like, girlfriend, today's pretty. Put mm-hmm. your stuff on Instagram. Don't go outside. Don't answer the phone. I'm going to be like that with it. You know, it's going to be fun. Yeah. It's going to be that kind of energy. Like, I was thinking about it when I was a kid. My mom instilled astrology in me. And when now that I look back at that, you know, we had to eat breakfast with each other every morning, and we weren't supposed to talk about our dreams until after we ate breakfast, because it was bad luck if you talked about your dream before you ate, because she said it would come true. That was her thing with it. And it's like, so you couldn't talk about it, but she would ask us what we dreamed. And interesting. And then she would do the daily astrology thing. Yeah. And would not let us go out the front door to school until if the newspaper hadn't came and she didn't have it there, you know, the newspaper boy was running late, she'd be all upset because she didn't get to tell us what our astrology was for the day.
Oh no. And then did she let you go to school without it?
No, I mean, she did if she didn't have any other choice, but she made sure as soon as we, got
Yeah.
home or picked us up or whatever, because sometimes we walked home from school and sometimes,
Yeah.
she picked us up, but she made sure that, that was the first thing that came out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And, how was your day? This is what the day was, what happened. And it's like, she would be that way with it. And it's so funny that
Wow.
it's when I look back at it, some of those things that there was a plan in your life and you didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually, I don't think of my parents being woo woo, but my mom instilled astrology in me my whole life. That it wasn't something
Yeah.
that, whether people didn't have their astrology, their newspaper astrology read to them every morning.
That is funny.
So it's funny how there's a plan, and that we don't even realize that there's a plan. And I can look back now too. I mean, both my parents are still alive, and I see how intuitive my mom is,
Mm-hmm.
and I say stuff to them now. I talk about stuff, and it's like, and she gets things in her dreams. So I see now that my parents both really have this,
Yeah.
and that they're really grounded in it, and that they both have it. And it's interesting how, when you look back, that there was a whole divine plan, and and it's about us being, because when we start being our not self, then we're not in line with our own divine
Mm-hmm.
plan.
Yeah.
And then when we come into knowing ourselves again, after being, defined or whatever it is, the plan is always there for us. It's just us
Sometimes
stepping back in it.
we can't make sense of the plan.
No.
A lot of times you can't make sense of the plan, but trust that your higher self, that your soul has a plan. But really it is about following what's in your heart, not what's in your head, right? So follow what's in your heart, follow that guidance, and you'll be more in alignment with your plan than if you just follow your head. And you'll know, because you'll feel good or you won't, right? So when you're on a certain path, if it doesn't feel good and nothing's working, obstacles everywhere, then think back, okay, did this come from my head or did this come from my heart, right? And if it's forcing and so on, trying to figure out and forcing, it's from your head, and it's not necessarily going to be what is in alignment with your plan, with your soul. We have free will and we have choice, always. But that also means that, choose from your heart. Choose from what makes you feel good. Choose what makes you feel expansive. Choose from love, not from fear.
Yeah.
Right? So yes, we have free will and choice, but that doesn't mean you choose from your head and out of fear and lack and scarcity. No, choose from your heart, out from expansiveness, from love, from light, from what makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty simple, actually, when you think about it, right? When you look at it, it's really simple. That, the difference between going from your head and going from your heart. It's like, wow, it's like, I never want to be in my head. It's like, I don't want to figure stuff out. There's a time and place for it, but when I'm thinking about what do I want to do next, go back down to your heart, right? Just go back down to your heart. What makes you feel good? What lights you up? What are you passionate about? And it's not, and a lot of times we'll like go in our head and say, well, how can I make this work monetarily? No, that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on your heart space. How can I serve? How can I serve myself? And how can I serve others? Right? Serve my community in whatever way that you do. Serve my clients in whatever way that you do. And, if it feels good and it feels right, the money will follow. That's what they say, right?
It's that spark. When you feel that spark of the divine and that passion, then it connects you to your currency flow,
Mm-hmm.
which is a quantum field. The currency is a quantum field.
Yeah.
And so and it's a wave. And when you connect into that, that's what it's like. It's like the wave goes out and then it comes back to you. And then you send it back out. It's like that, like a breath. It's that kind of energy, like the wave. It's the energy that when you're in that, it's that kind of flow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's going to come into you and then out again. And it'll be a flow like that. It's not like hitting the breakers. It's like, it's not that kind of energy that happens. And that's when you hit that all of the time, then yeah, is it just a belief system that you've been in and programmed, and this is the way you have to do this in the world? Or,
and if that is a belief system and you don't like it or you don't want it anymore, that can be cleared. That can be
you
changed.
clear it, you change it, you let go of it.
You know? So
That's the easiest thing. I tell my clients all the time, if it's a burden, then it's not yours to do. That's the easiest rule of thumb. If it is a burden, then it's not yours, because it's like some kind of, martyr aspect took it on and is carrying it. And it would not feel that way to you. Yeah. And then there's that thing that we do out of some weird social obligation of whatever that's been programmed into us. And it takes your life force energy instead of gives you life force energy.
Yeah, so really look into what is giving you more energy. What is lighting you up, lighting up your passions, what is making you feel good, what is giving you more energy, and what is draining energy from you, right? So the things that are draining energy from you, what can you do about those? Can you let them go? Can you get other people to do them? Like what, right? Not everything we can, but it really is about taking a deep, dark look, hard look at our lives. This is a great time of review, right? Reviewing our lives and just being willing to see what's coming up, what's working, what's not working. Am I willing to change what's not working? Am I willing to change it? That's just something you have to ask yourself. And either the answer will be yes or no, but come from your heart, not from your head, because your head is going to say, no, let's stay in the status quo. Let's stay in what's safe. Let's stay in what we know, even if we don't like it, right? So come back to your heart space and say, okay, what else is possible here?
Yes, what else is possible? That's the question. What else is possible? Because when we ask that question, then the information will come to us. I mean, and sometimes it will come like, big, this is what it is. And then other times it comes in that, like a gentle type of energy comes in. And then when you look back, a week, a month, a year, you go, oh, that's what else was possible. It can come in that way. And then you get the aha of that's what else was possible.
And sometimes it's something that you never, ever considered, something you never looked at, never considered, something maybe you might have suppressed all your life, saying, no, I don't want to go there. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to. But maybe that's it, right? Maybe that is what the plan was all along, right? And you've just been fighting it. So be willing to look at that. Be willing to, what have you been resisting all your life? What have you been suppressing all your life? What have you been hiding from everybody all your life? And is there something in there that needs to now come to light?
What wants to come out of the shadow? Yep.
Right? And so are you willing to come out of the shadow? Are you willing to be you? Are you willing to shine? Are you willing to be in the light?
Yeah, to reflect your all radiant self to all of humanity and all of creation, really. Could be your specific thing may be with other parts of creation, plants, animals, whatever.
Yeah. So, this is a great time. I'm glad that, the equinox is tomorrow and that we're talking about this today, but it really gets you starting to get into the energies of it. We are in the energies of it already, but it's really starting to look at, okay, new beginnings, new way of doing things, at the same time, letting go of what doesn't work, letting go of what no longer serves me, letting go of what I just don't like anymore. Right?
Yeah. It's a time that like that whole energy that you reflect. You look at the harvest and what your harvest was and what came through the time. I mean, that's what has humanity has done during that time period. The whole time they looked at their harvest. What was the year about? What are the seeds that I'm going to collect from the harvest? And then what do you plant for the next year? And what do you not do again? It's like, okay, I did that. I've noticed that this year's been one of those kind of bucket list years for me, even with just simple stuff, that it's like, oh, okay, that I'm going to do this or that. And I did it. And then it's like, okay, I'm done with that. I don't know what that was in me that wanted to do that so much. And it's more things in my personal life, like that I was going to be, plant my food to be sustainable. And the squirrels ate the squirrels ate everything. And so I realized that if I'm going to be self-sustainable, I will have to eat the squirrels first. That's not going to work.
Happening. That's not happening.
That's not going to work. So it's like, that's not working. I'll just support organic growers that do this. It's like, this is the possibility, that's the option, so that's not going to work.
It's so funny.
And we do that sometimes. It's like something that I had this dream of, and then it's like I did it, and it's like, okay, that was fun, but not going to work in the environment in the way that I had this big ideal of, but I tried it.
Yeah, and so there's no judgment that it didn't work out the way you thought it would be. It would, right? There's no judgment, absolutely. It's like, oh, that was interesting. Okay, well, no, I'm not choosing that anymore, right?
Yeah,
so that was
exactly. It can be that simple. So sometimes there are those things that it's like there's this thing in you, this urgency to, or a thing that you think you want to do, and then you try it, and you choose again.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, people think that, if one choice didn't work out, either like I failed, I wasted my time, I wasted money, who knows? But no, it's not about that. You gained an experience. You know what you definitely don't want to do or can't do for whatever reason.
Exactly.
Right?
And I wouldn't take back I don't have any regrets over all the time that I spent digging in the dirt and the excitement. I mean, who knows what that energy did for me, the excitement that I had for each plant. And then, I ended up making a butterfly garden. Really, it's like, it's all sustainability for butterflies and squirrels.
Sure, why not, right?
Exactly. But
you're serving your community.
I was serving my community, the environmental community of my yard, and whatever it is that they do. I don't know what the squirrels' purpose are, but they're fun to watch. And it's like, so sometimes it's that childlike wonder and the excitement that it brings to you, and then I learned a lot, and then it's like you move on to the next thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, if she hadn't done that, like if you hadn't done that, you wouldn't have known how much you love butterflies and how much you love squirrels and how much you love all those
how many
things.
of my tomatoes the squirrels were going to eat.
Right. And it's like, okay,
and so squirrels love tomatoes. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But the thing is, it was an experience, right? And it's taught you so much and you've learned so much and you had fun doing it. That's the thing. Don't take away the joy that you had just because it's not working out the way you thought it would. Don't lose the joy from it, from the experience that you had, because you were feeling joyful,
Right. The squirrels would leave me gifts.
Yeah.
So look what they would leave me. You see this, the walnut, and then look, it's a heart.
Yeah,
so I have a walnut tree in the backyard, so that's why I have so many squirrels. And so they would leave these, it's like I would go out there and I would find these. And it's like, these are so cool.
They're
like,
so
they kind
cute.
of look like a little fox too, but it's like this little heart that they would leave me.
Yeah. I wonder what you can make with that.
I know, that's what I thought, the same thing. Yeah. I pick it up and I think, okay, I need to wire wrap this or something and turn this into something. I thought the same thing.
You're an artist. There's some way you can reuse it in some way.
That's
for sure.
what I think the same thing. I put it on my grids. It's like, because it's a heart, it brings in things, the energy of the squirrels and, what they bring, and they keep giving me these little walnut hearts. Walnuts are about clearing your energy. They clear, like black walnut clears parasites from your body. It's like things like that. So yeah, they keep giving me these little gifts.
Yeah, so nothing is wasted. Nothing is a waste. No experience is a waste, right? So don't judge your past experiences that, didn't work out the way you thought. No, you got something from it. Everything has served you in some way, right? So it's about taking advantage of even this time and these experiences that you're having right now. How can they serve you even more, right? Don't judge them and just like, okay, what else can I take from this? What other wisdom can I take from this experience? Because I know, we don't always look at that. Sometimes we look at, the negative part of it, but no, everything is a blessing. Everything can be a blessing. Everything can be a gift if you're willing to see the gift in it, if you're willing to see the blessing in it. Okay.
Blessings. There's the blessings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then it's like, okay, cool. That was interesting. All right. What's next? And that's what you want to be in the frame of mind of, okay, what's next? What do I want to do next? What will be fun for me next? You know, what's the next step? You know, but mostly it's, okay, what else would be fun for me now? Let's do that, you know, and play with it, feel into it, you know, imagine it, visualize it, you know, but really feel the energy of it in your body. So not just in your head, but feel it in your body. How does it feel in your body? Right?
Does it bring you joy?
Does it light you up? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel tingly? You know, like, how does it feel? So don't, because if you're just going to think about it, that then you're in your head again.
It's a difference between being a dreamer and being a creator. Because the dreamer can get stuck in the dream.
Right.
And so there's a time that you dream the dream, and then you embody the dream. And then that's when you're, you know, the creator energy. It's like, it's the difference in between that.
So take some time to dream the dream. Absolutely. You have to dream the dream, and then embody the dream and create.
Yeah. You know, it's like if you're getting stuck in the what if, then then ask the question, what is the part that brings it into action? What brings the formless? Because the dreamer is bringing the formless into form. Yep. But it's that you dream from the formless and then you bring it into form.
Yeah. So ask those questions, but at the same time, you know, yes, wait for a little while to get the answer, but don't wait too long, because sometimes people just wait forever. They're like, I never got the message. I never got the answer. So then they never did anything. Right. So
right.
There's a fine balance. Yeah. Wait, see what you get, you know, and if you don't get anything, it's like, okay, well, let me go into my heart space. Let me ask again. And let me take one step. And then maybe the next step will, you know, eventually the next step will show up. But let me just take one step and see where that goes. And then the next step will show up, and the next step, and so on and so forth. Okay. That really is how creation works. One step at a time. Right. One action at a time. You know, and with each action, it's like, I always be in that energy of wonder and awe and play, you know, like play with it. You're playing with energy. You're playing with creation. Okay. So don't make it so serious, or like, so like everything depends on this one thing. It's like, if you do that, you're going to be like sabotaging yourself right even before you begin, right?
Yeah, because you get stuck then. It's like, then you're not open to the possibilities, you know, if you just like it, then you're controlling the dream, you know. It's like you're being the controller then. So there's that part of that, of bringing it in and then allowing.
Yeah. Allow, be detached a little bit. Don't be so attached to it. Be detached a little bit and observe, right? When you're observing and saying, okay, let's see how this plays out, then you're more willing to see other points of view and other aspects of the dream than if you're just focused on one piece, right?
Right.
So it's really an exciting time right now, isn't it? It's like, you know, as we're stepping into this energy of the autumn equinox, it feels really empowering. You know, it's like new beginnings, birthing new beginnings, even though I know a part of it's like slumber, right? But it's also about really taking a look at, okay, what seeds do I want to plant moving forward? You know?
Yeah, I think it's that because that information's going to come in, and then what's going to be created, like you know, next year. It's like that we're in that time period of what systems aren't working, and then what's the creation and what's going to be coming in, and that we overall humanity really is in a place of that, you know, of the switch, like there's a switch that's going to be created and then flipped. New jobs that never even existed before.
Absolutely.
You know, that's coming in all of the time. The platforms and stuff that we use, and what will be created from that.
And this way of working virtually is going to stay. You know, it's not gonna go away now. You know, it's going to stay. It's going to remain. So more and more people are going to be using more technologies, you know, such as Zoom or Skype or whatever other technologies you may be using. More and more people are going to be using that. So is that a potentiality for you? Why not? you know?
Right.
Why not? Take advantage of the changes that are happening and use them to your advantage, to your benefit, you know? And that's what you have to look at. How can this serve me? How can what's happening right now serve me? How can what we're going through right now serve me and my community and my clients in some way? How can it serve me? How
Right.
can it benefit me?
Yeah, it's like, what are you prepared for and what are you not prepared for? And if you're not prepared for it, then you get the tools that you need to be prepared. You know, it's that time, that's what this time period is for. It's the inner reflection of all of that kind of energy that we're going to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to what we're going to create for the rest of this year, what we're going to create next year, what we're moving into, you know? It's like infinite possibilities are available. Are you willing to look at the infinite possibilities? Are you willing to choose infinite possibilities? Are you willing to choose something different for yourself? Are you willing to look at something different? Okay, so be open to that. Okay. All right. Anything else, Kimberly? What have we got going on?
What have I got going on? I'm really in this big process of this 30-day immersion of embodying the alchemy. And it's been such an amazing experience. And in it, I have actually been going back and editing things that and re-editing, you know, MP3s, things like that I created before. And it's so amazing that I am seeing this pattern, that this information was given to me. Like today, I'm editing something that I channeled last November. And I was like, oh, wow. And that how, because I am putting it in a platform, in a structure, in a container, I am seeing the steps. You know, like this step happened, and then this step happened, and then this step happened. Because it's been more like, okay, it just comes in. Sometimes like the things come into me and I want to hand it to people like, you know, drinking from a fire hose. And now I'm seeing like the process of all of it and how each one of these steps have been given. And so I'm excited with all of that and the energy that's there with that. And then, you know, what the next chapter. And, you know, with that, when I say the next chapter, I mean, I wrote a book probably that many years ago, 12 years ago. And I never published it. I put it on a flash drive. I don't even know where it is now. I can't find it. I've been looking for it. Like this morning, I was asking for it to come back. But I can see where the energy's in a different place now. And I have a different understanding because so much of this information came into me. I didn't know what any of it meant. But I captured it anyway. And I was, you know, would write these things that I didn't really know what the information really was, but I put it in form anyway. And now I can see, oh, well, that was this whole plan, and then how to get here. And it's like a map, and then a map that I hand other people. You know, it's like, okay, I'm just that map person. I'm like, you go to the information booth and the guy hands you the map, and then you go on your journey, and it's a self-guided journey.
Awesome. It is a self-guided journey, right? Life is a self-guided journey.
Right. And when you wake up to that, and that you're not sitting there waiting for the tour guide to come get you and take you somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's, so I have this kind of new, you know, life or energy around all of it with whatever that is. Yeah.
Good. Well, we hope you find that flash drive that has the book on it. Well, we don't hope. What would it take for you to find it? Okay.
It'll come back in if it's supposed to, you know, the parts that whatever I remember, and then I'll let that go. It's like, okay, it's got to be, it's somewhere. I traveled too much, and I took things off of computers and put them on things like that. And then, you know, sometimes you're flying and you don't want all the things in your computer bag.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. Oh, I know.
And it's, where did I put it? So I've been going into God mind with these processes that I'm doing with everybody else, where, you know, it's shooting me into this sacred chamber with inside of where all the codes are, where what I call, you know, it's the God codes, where those, what they've called the God codes. And I can see, it's like watching Northern Lights. I can see all of it and then grab it, and then how, like, you pull it in. So it's been really interesting, because I want to be in that, but it's getting more and more that I can go and watch that and be in it, but then be really grounded. I'm not like, you know, out for, well, no, this morning I was out longer than I thought. The phone rang and it was like, wait a minute, it's after 8 o'clock. That's
It
not me.
depends
I'm
on the
usually
day.
up.
It depends on the
Yeah,
day, right? Yeah.
right.
Awesome.
So that's what's happening.
Good.
All
So
the
yeah, no,
creations.
it's a last week was really busy. You know, I did 4 shows, right, with Kelly Hampton, Colby Wilk, Monique Hunt, and Nan Akasha. And then
I caught the very end of you with her, and I wish I'd seen the whole thing because I just interviewed with her to be on that summit that she's getting ready to do.
Yeah.
And
it was really good. You have to watch it.
Yeah, I want to go back because when I talked, then she, you know, we do the same thing. And she had this whole thing and she was like, oh, I did the same thing you did. And I called it the infinity thing and the heart something.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do a 30-minute interview with her and we were on Zoom with each other for like 3 hours.
Fun. No, it was such a great show. It's on my profile. You'll see it's on YouTube, etc.
I know.
Really,
I
really
wish
good.
I had paid attention because I would have jumped on live while you all were on there and, you know, said hello or whatever. Yeah.
That's okay. It's all right. And you know, it is what it is. So that was, you know, that was really busy. And then I was in training for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so this week, I think we have Kim Regnitz on the show. We have Lisa Barnett on the show. We have Maya Boston on the show. So it's going to be a fun week, 3 shows instead of 4. So I'm happy about that. You know, so it's like, it was a lot of work last week. But I'm looking forward to all of that. And then, and whatever else is showing up, because there's so much more that's coming through right now that if you're willing to receive it, you will, right? If you're willing to say, oh yeah, bring it, it will come, right? So be open and be willing to receive what the universe wants to share with you, right? You know, what is in your plan, what your higher self and your soul are working to bring to you to this life plan, right? So be open, be willing, don't be scared, right? Don't go into fear, go into love, loving yourself and loving your life and just, you know, be in gratitude and joy, and everything will flow a bit more smoothly. Just stay in your heart space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So this was fun. This went by so quickly today. It's like, oh my goodness.
I know, it went by. It did.
I don't know what we talked about anymore, but thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, for watching now or later, or listening now or later. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always.
Yeah, be the gift that you came to be for humanity. Connect to your future self and have it to show the gratitude it has for this one, the one that did all the things that it did for it to get there. Because there's a gratitude that you can receive from it that is, it will really touch your heart when you connect to that part that is so thankful for everything, every little piece that you did now.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for that, Kimberly. Thank you. Awesome. All right, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.
Much love and blessings.